My desired outcome is not to get furious. A little agitated, it's okay. It's just part of traffic. But my desired is, okay, even though I'm going to be stuck in this 4 hours, I'm still staying right here. Instead of, I'm right here. All right, I know it's coming. I'm going to handle this. If I know that, then I'm going to pre-write out what's going to happen. I always tell people, I used to teach social skills. And me being on the spectrum, I had to teach myself social skills. But I used to teach social skills to intellectually disabled kids. So we would always practice before we went. Welcome, I'm Scot Farrell. Thanks so much for dropping by to What's Your Problem? Hope you like my new backdrop. Don't worry, we're not going to always do it here. We got the microphone. It's something I used to do, get used to it. Actually, we're going to move around with this. This podcast is all going to be about moving around. So if you're watching it visually, great. If you're just listening to it, great. I'll describe where we are from time to time if that helps you. Now, today, we're going to talk about something that's a hot button for my wife, most people I know, most of my congregation, you name it. Things that make me extremely frustrated and angry, and how to overcome that. Okay, so what I did was, it's kind of like, if you're old enough, Happy Days, Fonzie. He would say, it makes me nutso. What pushes you to the point of just wanting to strangle somebody? Or take a golf club to somebody's windshield, or go home and kick the cat, or all those things that we used to say when I was a kid. All right, so I made my list of stuff that drives me nutso. Now, I'm going to tell you how to solve it. We're just not going to complain about stuff. I'm actually going to teach you how to solve it. So my number one thing's traffic. I live in Atlanta, man. And I've driven in the United States, as biggest cities. Four ones I hate. LA, goes without saying, 405 is a nightmare. Jersey Turnpike, if you've ever been up there. DC, if you get caught, man, it's like a pothole will swallow your whole car. In Atlanta, I think we're number 2 in traffic right now. It's maddening. Okay, so traffic's number 1. It's going to send me over the edge. I'm just going to be angry. Noise. I don't like noise. Being on the spectrum, I'm very sensitive to noise. Whatever it is, it's so noise. Stupid people. My daughter would tell you that first. Somebody will go, what really irritates your dad? And Jazzy will say, stupid people. All right, so stupid people. Crowds. Again, being on the spectrum, I don't do well with crowds. I don't, again, I can prepare, which I'm going to go over, but that's just on my list. All right, late people. If someone wants to do business with me, if they're late, I'm done. I'm done. I don't even have to talk to you. Now, I make one exception. I make an exception for single moms. Even when I was dating, I mean, you're taking your child out to the car, and guess what? They throw up all over your brand new dress that you were wearing to a date with me. I just keep my phone there, and if they need to call me, now this was post 97, but I'm cool with that. If I had to wait 2 hours for a single mother who just gotten thrown up on or whatever, I was all cool with that. I'm talking about people that can't help it. All right, people that talk too much. Now, Invisible Sarah likes to talk, but she doesn't talk too much. She is saying she talks too much. Okay, so people that just talk incessantly about nothing. It's different if you're talking to me about stuff or if we're just catching up. That's not what I'm talking about. You know that person. Normally it's a girl. Sometimes I know guys that do it too. They just talk to fill space. That gets to me. Having to repeat instructions. I used to be a coach, basketball coach. I never like to repeat myself. I tell people, I'm going to tell you one time. I guess that's, my grandpa told me one time. It's one of those things that bleeds over. And then incompetence in business and government. Now, it's kind of an oxymoron when it comes to government, right? It's like hurry up and wait. So military intelligence. So businesses. Here's one of my pet peeves. And I wrote this in my book, It's Not Them, It's You. Why do you go in a restaurant, fast food? Because I go in to get me some coffee. And let's use Bojangles, because I go there every week to get biscuits for my congregation. I'm not saying this Bojangles does it. I'm just using an example. Because the girls at this one particular Bojangles are absolutely fabulous. You go in and the weakest link in the chain is at the register. The person who greets people, counts money, keeps people happy. You've just put the most incompetent person on the whole team with the client. How smart's that? It's all about client experience. Scott McCain talks about it all the time, how to be distinctive, how to be the people that they think about. When I say fast food, what do you think? McDonald's. When I say soft drinks, you think Coke. They should think you, right? So why would you put who's managing your brand be the most incompetent person you have? So that's stuff that irritates me. So how do you overcome it? So how do I overcome my aversion to traffic and why it irritates me so much? So I'm a list guy, man. I made a list of everything that just infuriated me. You just had 8 of those right there. Am I going to run into these things at least once a week? Well, the answer is yes. Probably every day. Now, not every day I go out, and sometimes I'm in the studio. But if I'm going out, am I going to have traffic? Yeah, I'm in Atlanta. Can I run into stupid people? Probably. Can I run into incompetence? Maybe. Can I run into people who talk too much? People that, this doesn't irritate me, but it's very amusing. People that see me in public, a lot of times they see my videos or hear me on radio or whatever, and they'll come up to me and start to talk to me like they know me. And they'll start in the middle of a conversation, and they're picking up on a show I've done or a topic I've covered on radio. And I just start laughing, and they're like, what's so funny? I said, this is the first time we met, right? Well, you're engaging me like we know each other, which is fine. I don't care. It's nice getting out and meeting people. And the stuff I get for shows and stuff come from people I don't know a lot of times. They'll come up and go, hey, man, you ever thought about it? And chances are I haven't. So, but that's kind of amusing. So what do I do to handle all the things that frustrate me and irritate me? Make a list. Check it twice. Why did he make one for Santa Claus? Why did he make one for you? I wrote down every single thing that pushed me to the edge of wanting to take a golf club to somebody. And I said, all right, can't beat people with golf clubs or steel pipes or push them off bridges. It's frowned upon in modern day society. So what can I do? All right, so traffic. I'm driving to Atlanta. I know I'm going to get in traffic. Chances are that the catchy thing about, and Sarah can tell you too, she's behind the camera right now. Driving to the airport. I live hour-ish from the airport. It can be an hour or 5 hours, just depending on the day. I remember one time I got to the airport in an hour. It took me 4.5 to get home. All right, knowing this ahead of time. Now I don't have the right to get mad if I know ahead of time. I pre-do music because music soothes me. It does a lot of people. So I'll go ahead and pre-do music to handle traffic. Now, I know it's coming, and if anything, I'll say, all right, if traffic's too much, we'll just stop and eat. I mean, so I'll also diagram, all right, where are my restaurants that I like so much? And I've got restaurants all of Atlanta I like. All right, if I'm at this exit and traffic's not moving, I can eat here. I've got this music already, and then if I'm here, I can eat here. So I've already devised a plan not to get out in traffic and hit somebody's windshield with a baseball bat. So there you go. So I made a list of every single thing that put me over the edge, and then I wrote a proactive plan to handle that, okay? Stupid people. It's unavoidable. Just know they're coming, show some patience. And I'm not talking about ignorant people, and I'm not talking about people that are intellectually disabled. No, I'm just talking about people that know they're stupid and do stupid things and keep doing the stupid things. That's what I'm talking about. Lazy people, another thing. Noise. If I know I'm going to encounter noise, I'll bring earplugs or I'll put headphones in. People talking too much. Just have patience. A lot of times they're not doing it because they hate you or whatever. They're just nervous. A lot of times they have low self-esteem, so they're trying to fill up space because they don't know who they are or where they're going. So that's cool. Having to repeat instructions is one thing that I really struggled with. So I always tell people, all right, I'm going to tell you this one time so everybody listens. If you need a pen, get one. If you need paper, get one. But I'm only going to say it once. So be ready. So if you live a proactive life, you don't have to be reactive. A lot of times we just take things as they come, and then we react to things as they come. So what's that going to get you? Stressed out, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, sick all the time, angry all the time. Here's the thing. Nobody likes Mr. Furious. Nobody. Nobody likes to be around Mr. Furious or Miss Furious. They don't like people rant and rave and complain. Something's always wrong. And do you avoid those people? I know I do, man. I know when I was teaching high school, we had this one teacher. God love him. He was a sweet guy. He just did not know how to stop complaining. If anybody saw him coming, we'd all run for cover. Now, sometimes he was unavoidable, but we would run for cover because nobody likes Mr. Furious. All right? So let's look at you. What are your hot buttons? What is it that really sends you over the edge? All right, so make a list. All right, what's the desired outcome? So traffic with me. My desired outcome is not to be in it. Okay, let's get back to the real world. My desired outcome is not to get furious. A little agitated, it's okay. It's just part of traffic. But my desired is, okay, even though I'm going to be stuck in this 4 hours, I'm still staying right here. Instead of, I'm right here. All right, I know it's coming. I'm going to handle this. If I know that, then I'm going to pre-write out what's going to happen. I always tell people, I used to teach social skills. And me being on the spectrum, I had to teach myself social skills. But I used to teach social skills to intellectually disabled kids. So we would always practice before we went. Or I remember one time I had a classroom full of kids with records a mile long. And so I said, all right, we're going to learn Miss Manners. So I brought Miss Manners in. It was a book about that thing. I said, all right, we're going to go through this and we're going to learn how to act. And the premise was, I told these guys, I said, no girl's going to want to date you if you don't know how to act. If you embarrass them in public, they're not going to go back out with you. And all you guys want a girlfriend, right? So they all bought in. And sure enough, they started to enjoy it because the better they acted, the more girls wanted to date them. So they got how this worked, decent society. So we practiced. So I would say, okay, we'd kind of dress up. So I'd have the kids dress up one day, all the boys. All right, wear a tie. All right, so we'd sit down. We'd practice sitting down. All right, we're sitting in a nice restaurant. Your girlfriend's in front of you, and something happens. What do you do? Or somebody says something. What do you do? And then we go through every single scenario that could destroy their date. Well, I do that with my list. Okay, so what could happen? Did I practice handling it? It's no different than practicing social skills. You're practicing how you're going to handle a situation, so when you get into it, it's muscle memory. It's no different than shooting free throws. Why do we shoot so many free throws repetitively? It's muscle memory. It's all about mechanics. Same thing here. Can't you teach your soul, your mind, will, and emotions, how to proactively engage the right way the first time? Well, yeah, if you practice. It's no different than anything. Catching a ball, throwing a ball, whatever it is. So now I'm going to write down what stresses me out. Then I'm going to write down my desired outcome, and then I'm going to write out how I'm going to do it. Okay, see how easy that is? Now, I'm not asking you to do this for no reason. Remember, nobody, and I'm going to say nobody, likes Mr. and Mrs. Furious. There's nothing more irritating than being in the car with somebody, and they just start ranting and raving, hollering, screaming, using profanity, and everything was fine 5 minutes ago. And now they're so worked up you can't even talk to them. And now they're starting to yell at you. I don't know about you, but I don't enjoy that. Or you're out at a dinner party and somebody gets mad and goes off and they ruin the whole evening for people. Or you're in a bank. Boy, do I see this in banks a lot. Somebody did not understand the form that was given to them, and now they're ranting and raving about the interest rate or whatever it was. That's no fun either. See how these situations are no fun? All right, so what's the benefit of doing this? Well, for one, people want to hang out with you. So if you want people to like you, you might want to change this. You always hear about the guy at the ball game or the clown at the Braves games. We're in Atlanta. And there's always one clown back there. Drinking beer, spilling it on people, using profanity. Now, we just handle the problem. But again, don't be that guy. So benefits, lower blood pressure. All right, if you get angry all the time about everything, do you think you're going to have a biochemical effect on your body? Well, of course you are. Those guys normally die of heart attacks. Go back and look at that medical studies. What caused this person to die? Or cancer. A lot of stress causes cancer. I mean, again, look at the studies. So lower blood pressure, lack of disease a lot of ways, a better immune system, more friends. Your spouse can stand being around you. Normally the spouses that complain about this, male and female. I can't stand it when they do this. He's embarrassing. She's embarrassing. Can't be around my family. Can't go out in public. Can't go to a restaurant. Another benefit is you stay married longer. Here, I wrote more stuff here. Let me see what else I wrote on here. Happier home. Your popularity rises. I remember I've done social skills for kids that were in and out of juvie, to kids with autism, to kids with intellectual disability of some sort. If you don't know what that means, someone with a 70 or below IQ. Depends on what state you're in now and what they measure, but it used to be 70. So your popularity rises when people don't have to be concerned about your actions. You're sitting around doing a dinner party, and you look at your wife and go, hey, is so-and-so coming? No, I didn't invite him. Why? Well, you know. You get that, you know. Well, what do I not know? You know how he got last time. Well, you know how he did this at this thing. Or you know. Okay, you got a point. So now you're not getting invited to events that could be fun, right? So these are things that can help your popularity. But the thing about it is too, though, you'll be happier, you'll be more peaceful, you'll sleep better. People will notice a marked difference in your behavior. You won't enter the office. How many times have you, again, Atlanta, good one. You're supposed to be there at 9, but because of traffic and the wreck and construction and the potholes, you got there at 11. What type of frame of mind did you enter the office in? Tasmanian devil or sweet and loving? Did everybody feel like hugging you or just not talking to you? Well, the Tasmanian devil normally rules. But what happens if you've already decided, okay, in Atlanta, there's a chance of a wreck, a high chance of a wreck, or road construction, or both, or. All right, here's how I'm going to handle this regardless. I remember one time, my wife and the kids, I got home one day, and the kids and my wife said, come in and sit down. We want to talk. All right, when your wife says, come in, sit down, I want to talk, it's never good. It's never good. So the boys are here, she's here, and I said, is this the Inquisition? What's going on here? We don't like the way you come home. You always come home mad. Okay, easy enough. I said, y'all are probably right, 100%. Okay. I never came home mad again. I was letting the traffic and the job and the stress and everything stress me out. So I was actually taking out all that stress that was inside my car on the people that I love the most. And that's unacceptable. So that was the last day I came home angry. Regardless, I always tell people, if traffic's your button, leave it in the car. So what you do is you go ahead and as you pull onto your street through your driveway, you go, this all stays here. I'm going to go love on the people I love the most. This stays in this car. Now, if I want to pick it back up tomorrow, knock yourself out. But I'm going to leave it here and I'm going to go in and love my family. You have to understand that people don't understand why you're so upset or why you're so ticked off or what drives you nutso. And you got to also keep in mind that whatever drives you nutso affects every single person around you. And then they can pick up on your energy because we are an electromagnetic field. So you can actually change the whole dynamic of your office. You can be on the second floor, but you can change the dynamics on the 8th floor. Somebody just came in contact with you in the elevator. Somebody passed you in a parking garage. Somebody spoke to you on the way in the door. Whatever it was, you got to get control of this. But again, the main reason you want to do this is it's your health. So many books are out now, so many podcasts are out now about stress is the number one reason why people get sick. It also destroys your immune system, and it destroys your relationships. And then people don't want to be immune to you, and you're like a cancer, so they stay away from you. See where this is going. All right, so again, anything I cover with our time, I try to keep these about 20, 25 minutes. This is a whole day seminar again. You can ask anybody. You can watch anything on any video right now. And we'll all tell you, again, there's 365 days. And the most I'll have is 20 minutes to solve your 365-day problem. But the key is, if you don't start, you can't finish. So take what I've said today. If you'll make the list of what irritates you, write out the desired outcome, and then practice it. So when you get into that situation, you automatically just, boom, got that. Then this will improve your life a lot. Remember, nobody likes Mr. and Mrs. Furious. They are no fun. The only time that Mr. Furious is cool is in the movie Mystery Men. If you've ever seen that movie, it's got Ben Stiller. It's hilarious. It's one of my favorite movies. Mr. Furious actually applies in that movie, and then he saves the day at the end. But outside of Mr. Furious and Mystery Men, not real cool. All right, so if you have any questions for me, if you want to ask me any questions, if you got a topic you want me to cover, cool. ScotFerrell.com, that's ScotFerrell.com is how you reach me. I'll be doing these. I'll be releasing 1, 2, 3 a week. The key is to help you solve what's your problem. What is your problem? And I want to make sure I get you an answer. I'm going to be bringing on the experts in fields Just because I'm an expert in my field doesn't make me one in everybody else's. So the key is getting your problem solved and getting you a resolution that works the best for your life. All right, I'm Scott Farrell. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.